Well, welcome friends to another Exhaust Sports Auto video. Yes, in this case it's going to be a comparison with your beloved 2014 LS460 and the 2015, the evil doer, I guess, the one that you all like to hate apparently, the S550. So I already did a review on actually both of these vehicles, and both of these vehicles are located at Cary Imports. So if you want to take advantage of either of these cars, you may do so, and you may do so with a warranty, because both of these cars have about 150,000 miles on it, but you can still get a warranty on either of these vehicles, which is why I keep coming back to this dealership at Cary Imports. So if you want to take advantage of either a 150k mile, perfectly good, perfect driving S550 or this LS460, you may do so, but this is going to be the first time that I'm going to be driving this LS. Now, like I mentioned, I already did a review on the LS460. I'm going to leave both of the review links for the S550 and the 460 down below, because this is mainly going to be just a comparison. If you want to see a more in-depth look at both of these vehicles, please check out those other videos down in the description below.
Hyundai Tucson, from the brand with more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Awards than Honda or Toyota.
Lease a Tucson for just $169 a month, or get 0% AP.
But let's just go ahead and let's just get started with this, because even I'm very curious. It's been over a year since I've driven that 460, the 2013. But again, I've driven every Lexus pretty much. Aside from like an LFA, I've driven them all essentially. I've driven every single iteration of the LS series. I drove the LS 500. I owned a 2000 LS 460, and I drove the LS 400, 430, everything. I've driven them all. So, but to see what this bad boy is going to be like with 150k miles, because the other 2013 car I drove was just 30k miles. It's just a nice, clean vehicle. So, spoiler alert, the S550 was essentially flawless. There was literally no issues with that, but I'm expecting this to be similar as well. Okay, so here's the magic of this. I drove an LS500H, hated that vehicle. I drove an LS600 HL, like an 08, and I drove the 2013 LS 460, and I love those. I prefer both of those cars to the new LS500H I drove. If you're looking at a 07 to 2012 460, if you can kick it up to this level, you'll be a lot happier, because pretty much every issue...
I'll be listening to all kind of Lexus stuff now since I own the Lexus. But people like these cars, man. These are good, dependable cars, reliable, they're nice, stylish, semi-luxurious vehicles. Right. After work stream, I'm done working on this nice painting for a client.
Hello friends, welcome to the new episode of Engineering Today, and today we'll be mainly sharing two updates for you. First, we'll discuss about some updates regarding SpaceX next generation starships, and then the latest launch of SpaceX Starlink satellites. The genius entrepreneur and founder of SpaceX, Elon Musk, has recently shared some detailed information about their next generation SpaceX Starship.
Yeah, they're releasing more information about the heavy shit. Yo, Elon Musk is not playing about sending some shit, sending some shit to Mars by 2024, yo. In 4 years, yo, in 4 years, he want to start putting cargo and shit on Mars. Start having supplies ready for like the first manned mission to Mars in the next 4 years. This dude is not fucking playing, yo. He is so serious about this shit. And actually, everybody only knows him. Well, if you really, really know Elon Musk, he's one of the co-creators of PayPal. Like, that's where I know him from. And then he started Tesla. But he said he did all that to fund this shit, yo. He said SpaceX is his baby. All his other side businesses are in order to make money to put towards SpaceX. And he had a conference like last week or something, and they talked a little bit more about trying to build like 1,000 fucking rockets so they can send 100,000 people to Mars or some shit, yo. He was talking about some crazy shit, yo. This motherfucker is really, really legit motherfucking Martian, yo. Then he said he gonna change his last name to Mars. He gonna be Elon Mars, and if he's the first person to get to Mars, then he gonna name the planet Musk. I was like, yo. Hell no, I didn't even want to talk about that shit, yo. Man, yo, I went to GameStop soon as that bitch opened. Yo, I was at work. GameStop open at lunchtime. You know what? Lunch break. Yo, I'm there. I'm there at 12 o'clock. Online pre-orders already taken up. I was like, fuck, why ain't order my shit online, yo? At the fucking local store, go to the local store website, order that shit online. Dude was like, yo, Sony only gave every distributor 10. Who the fuck? Get a backup cam installed and all that shit, yo. Yo, these motherfuckers at the audio place, they playing with my motherfucking emotions and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I got money right here. Y'all motherfucker playing around for like 3 weeks. I went and ordered all my shit like 3 weeks ago. And motherfuckers still can't install my shit. Yo, I'm like, yo, man. God supposed to get that shit done today. There's like, oh, we can do it today, but it won't be done until like after 5 o'clock. I'm like, bro, I get off work at 4 o'clock. Like, y'all, I'm talking to these motherfuckers at 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yo, if I come drop my car off now, you can't get my shit done before 5 o'clock. Like, you know what, man? You know what? Cancel my fucking order, yo. I ain't, man, y'all been fucking around for 3 weeks, and now you saying it's gonna take motherfucking a whole goddamn half a day to install this shit? Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, yo. And then couldn't order my PS5, yo. I came home and I had a double shot. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. I had a drink today. I ain't drinking like a week. But this afternoon, I was like, man, I'm motherfucker playing my emotions too hard today. I already had my plan set. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go order my motherfucking PlayStation, get my fucking car upgraded. Bam! Rolling like a baller. Nope. Psych, nigga. All your plans, all your dreams, crush, nigga. Crush. Oh, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Maybe it's just not the right timing for any of this stuff, you know. Honestly, can I wait to have my car upgraded? I definitely can. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Is it that big of a deal? You know, the PlayStation, sooner or later, them shit to be falling off the shelves because there's too many in overstock now. So I will eventually get a PlayStation 5, and I'll eventually have someone upgrade the audio system in my car. But I really thought I was gonna get that shit done today. It'll come though. Ooh. Birthday? Yeah, but damn, my day didn't go like I thought it was gonna go. Really didn't. Really thought I was about to get like some extra shit accomplished. You know, other than my work, I was gonna get some shit done for myself today while I'm at work, and it's like, nah, it's not today, homie. Let's try again another time. And plus, I was like, the audio shop, so I work 30 minutes from home. And so that's why I went to the audio shop in the city where I work. Because I figured I can just do it while I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I'm going to find something local around here where I live and just fucking... I could just drop that shit off on a Saturday or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Have my shit done on the Saturday. And the PlayStation situation, there ain't nothing nobody can really do about that shit. Fact, yo. Ain't nothing we can do about the PlayStation situation. That shit is all in Sony's hands right now. What? Checking some messages real quick. There was a email. Oh, here it is. So I was supposed to get a phone call from the State Museum of Pennsylvania this evening. They want to do an interview with me to keep on record about the acquisition of my painting into their collection. And just, you know, ask me questions about it. How did the piece come about? What was the inspiration? And different things like that. So I've been waiting on this email. Like, you've been communicating. These are my emails from the gallery to just today. It's like several emails back and forth, asking a few questions and making sure that I'll be available this evening for the interview. And then, sorry for the confusion. It looks like I'm going to have to postpone the call for this afternoon. And she just sent that at 4:15. It's 4:26 now, so you know, we can do that shit whenever. Also, I suggested to the museum that we frame the piece. Years ago, I like all of my art, but frames are expensive, and then especially my bigger pieces. So just to have my art at the house chilling like this, I'm not gonna frame these shits. And so I didn't frame the one that I put in the museum. I was hoping and praying that the museum would purchase my painting, but it was a really big show, a really steep competition, so I wasn't absolutely sure if they were gonna like buy that painting or not. And so I didn't frame it. I just sent it in just like it was, like a naked canvas. But they did actually buy the fucking painting, so I'm like, maybe we should frame this shit. They was like, yeah, good idea. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's pick out something really nice for this motherfucker. Make that shit stand out. Look all gorgeous and extra beautiful with an elaborate, embellished frame around it. You know what I'm saying? I told them specifically something similar to like the frames from the Italian Renaissance. Like, big but not gaudy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pick out the right shit. Maybe something with some gold on that shit, yo. Goddamn, then they asked me, do I have a preferred framer? And I said, well, I do, but it's here locally. And since the piece is already there in Harrisburg, why can't we find a framer in Harrisburg to do it for us? And I'll pay for it, you know what I'm saying? I'll pay to get the shit framed. Because if it's going to be in a collection like that in the museum, I want that shit to be framed nicely, not just a naked canvas. Even though with the naked canvas, that shit still, like, it didn't win first prize in painting in the painting category. That shit above all the fucking prizes, bro. That shit above all the prizes. The museum purchased my shit. You got first place for painting, but you got to pick your painting up and take that shit back home with you. Me, I'm not picking that painting up. That shit gonna stay right there where it's at in the museum. And for that reason, that bitch need a frame on it, bro. I gotta get a frame on that shit. Have my fucking a little placard with my name, you know, the little bronze plaques that they have with the name and date of the artist. And I can't wait for that shit, bro. Can't wait to go see my shit chilling like that, yo. Yes. Yes, it is beautiful as fuck, yo. It's one of the best pieces that I've ever done. That's why I submitted it. Is it my most insightful piece or a really personal piece? No, but it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's striking, and it's moving, and it has this sense of royalty, and that's why I called it royalty, yo. You know what I'm saying? This little black girl just is majestic and commanding, and you already know that whoever is grooming her to be a woman, she's gonna grow up and be a powerful ass woman, yo. And you can see all of that in this image, and that shit is grand. I created a fucking masterpiece, yo. I said all my shit's masterpieces, but one of them now has actually been acknowledged by a consensus of art critics and you know, the educated art elite, to have this piece inducted into their state museum. So now I'm kind of like co-signed and shit. I'm a legit artist now. Shit feels good. Did I not bring anything else to drink? No, I guess I'll finish this water off. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, bro. You know, hey, people who follow me, yo, you know this what I do. I really do this shit, and I say this shit a lot too. If nobody don't buy my art, if nobody don't watch me stream, if nobody even care, I would still paint. I love to fucking paint. I just enjoy doing this shit. You know, the accreditations and the accolades and the awards and all that shit is fucking, it's excellent. It feels good, and it makes me believe that I'm producing something that people actually enjoy. And that's good, but if nobody else was to see this shit, yo, I would still fucking paint. You know, I would still do this shit, yo. It's just a simple fact that I do want people to see this shit. And I do want people to appreciate it. And I want to make hella money. Just being honest. I'm just trying to keep it 100. I want to make hella money off of this shit. If possible. If not, I'm going to still do it for the passion. The passion always comes first. If you do it for the passion, then the money will come. And apparently it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I just like to paint, man. I just like doing that shit. Once I started doing that shit, I was like, oh, okay, this my new shit. I like this. Alright, we're about to get painting. I'm just checking some my Facebook been popping all day. I've been posting a lot of good shit. Everybody's trying to inbox me and motherfucking add comments onto my shit. What's that? I don't want to click on that. Alright. Okay. Alright, no more messages there. No more message. There's so many fucking ways to get messages now. No more emails to check. No. Alright. Fucking play.
On Monday, the 31st of August, Musk said that he's looking forward to the day when the company's massive starships will be used for space travel, adding that a huge rocket could probably fly next year into Earth's orbit. SpaceX is currently working on starships itself. SpaceX is planning to fly hundreds of test missions before Starship could actually transport people in space. Multiple numbers of SpaceX Starship prototypes are made per month due to the rapid pace of production. Some prototypes are for ground testing only, as SpaceX will do both low-altitude and high-altitude tests for Starships. Previously, on August 4th, SN5, and on September 3rd, SN6, full-scale Starship prototype showed success in 150-meter hop test. SpaceX's most recent Starship model, SN5, powered by a single methane-fueled Raptor engine, was the first SpaceX Starship prototype to complete a hop test. On August 4th, SN5's first attempt was aborted due to some issues found during the launch. Later on that day, it completed the 150-meter test, landing at an adjacent site.
Nope.
Have a look at the world of Cosmos.
It's a Nike footy week, bro. Yeah. That happens a lot. I just have one. Well, I got two sock drawers. I got one sports sock drawer, and I got one dress socks. So my sports sock drawer, I just reach in that bitch and grab some socks. Boom, 2 days in a row. Nike footies. Oh, I think I've really broken my little thing. I may have to get a new one of these. But yeah, Nike footies 2 days in a row. It's not too bad. Yeah, I've bent this thing back and forth so many times. I think it is snapped in one part. So we got most of in his glasses and the bridge of some of his nose. So we're gonna try to pull his cheeks down and start working under his nose and around his mouth and teeth. Getting that second layer of paint on there. Yo. Battery powered cars, brain computer interfaces, terraforming habitats on Mars. Elon Musk is he's either a robot or an alien, or at the minimum, he's our Nikola Tesla. And he really didn't like Nikola Tesla. I listened to him in one interview, and then recently I've seen another clip, and it said, "You won't believe what Elon Musk said about Nikola Tesla." Yeah, he already said he didn't like the dude. He didn't have a really business mind, and that's where everyone else was able to get over on him, because he wasn't business minded. He had all these amazing ideas, but he really couldn't finance any of them, and he wasn't suave enough to get motherfuckers to finance himself. So he wound up working for other people like Edison, who stole his fucking ideas and shit. He was Edison had some good ideas, but he was more of a businessman. And so that's why Elam says he leans more towards Edison's model than Tesla. And I get it, but Tesla was a fucking genius. How you figure out the harmonic resonance of the earth and create a device that can pull energy literally from thin air? How? Who thought of that? What the fuck, bro? Yeah, we can make free energy, wireless energy. This motherfucker was saying that shit over 100 years ago. Free wireless energy? That's impossible. He was like, nah, it's really not. If you do it this way, in electromagnetic fields, and then you use this to harness it, and then it's fuck. And then if you use an alternating current, the dude was, I still think Elon Musk is one of the smartest minds that we've had for a long time. I mean, look how many different ways you can send digital transactions of money, and PayPal is one of the very, very first platforms that made that shit work well and easy and convenient. And I still use PayPal. And how many other people have copied that model, the PayPal model of digital transactions? How many other car companies are really having to develop more efficient electric vehicles just to keep up with what Tesla's doing? How many other private space agencies are, has NASA behind them trying to help them get to Mars? This dude is ferocious.
Worlds is essentially going to pick up where...
On Monday, August 31st, an online event for Human to Mars Summit, H2M, was held, which personifies the core mission of exploring Mars and civilization on Martian surface by the 2030s. During that event, the CEO of SpaceX said that the company is making good progress on its Starship and increased the production of Starship vehicles as per that requirement. Big assembly buildings, concrete structures, elements for launch infrastructure has developed at Boca Chica from last year. SpaceX was collecting instruments based on its starships. At first, SpaceX was assembling its Starship prototype in the outdoors using open-air welding. Now it's moved on to their climate-controlled facilities. Building the production system so that we can ultimately build hundreds or thousands of Starships, that's the hard part, Musk said on Monday. But we've been making good progress on the production system, as people can see from the aerial photos of Boca Chica. A year ago, there was almost nothing there, and now we have got quite a lot of production capability. Later added, we're rapidly making more and more ships, and we'll be starting production of the booster soon. The main thing that we needed to make progress on with Starship is the production system, as making...
Yo, this motherfucker is trying to make spaceships like cars, like on an assembly line. Like, yo, we're gonna pop out like a couple hundred spaceships a year. Like, what, bro? Yeah. But he says, yo, like, there's a very limited window for us to do this. And he says, just even with the sun itself, the age of the sun and the phases of the sun, you know, extraterrestrial objects like comets and meteors, is like, yo, we're in a gamble here with Earth. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not ever gonna stay as stable as it is right now. And, you know, it probably won't be in our lifetime, but what he's saying is we need to be on 2 different planets. Just in case anything really ever happens, really bad happens, whatever took out that ancient civilization that with their megalithic builders, whatever wiped those motherfuckers out, that shit could happen again. And if we're going to become a multi-planet species, we have a very, very short window, just a few centuries to get this shit started. And it's like, now is that window where we're technologically advanced enough to start like the baby steps of this shit. And then 1,000 years we'll have a much better hang of it, a way better understanding. And in 2,000 years from now, you know, it's possible that large segments of Mars will be mostly terraformed. 2,000 years of genetic manipulation and terraforming projects on the Martian surface would lead to a race of human Martians, I guess, where you could just like, you know, they would just have adapted to the surface. But he says, like, this shit needs to happen now. Like, right now, we need moon bases as launch pads so that we don't always have to break through the gravitational pull of the planet, which would save exponential amounts of cost and fuel and everything from just by launching from the surface of the moon itself. So he's like, why don't we have space bases? Why is there no one trying to get to Mars? And once again, yo, this dude is fucking full throttle on this shit, yo. Shit, yo. I never thought in my lifetime somebody would be doing this shit like, yo, let's go to Mars. Like, for real, for real. Like, this shit is, everything has been sci-fi. Being able to talk to your watch, being able to see people and communicate in real time with people on like video chats and shit like that. Motherfucking electric cars and drones and talking about Mars missions, man. All this shit was fucking science fiction when I was a kid. Now this shit is real fucking life. Like, this is the real reality I live in. Fucking crazy self-driving cars and video phones. Like, what the fuck, bro? I can talk to a AI like Alexa or Siri or Goo or whatever. Just talk to the motherfucker to answer your questions and shit. Like, for real. And then Boston Dynamics got shit like Atlas and Spot Mini. It was like, yo, fucking robots. Like, oh shit, son, this is really all that science fiction shit I was reading, yo. Motherfuckers making all this shit come true. Everything. Niggas is not playing. If man can dream it, he will try to do that shit, yo. He will try his hardest to make that shit. And then in like a couple million years, like if you guys, has anybody ever read the Dune series from Michael Herbert? Michael Herbert's Dune. Yo, I can imagine some shit like that, yo. Crazy, crazy shit. Like galactic kingdoms, motherfuckers having control over, you know, people ruling over a whole star system. Like our solar system. Like there would be like one ruler for all the planets, and then each planet would have like their sub-rulers or whatever that shit. That's kind of how how Dune was set up. But then people can travel further distances from one star system to another too. And they about to remake that shit, yo. They about to remake Dune. You gotta see that. So I can get my criticism, because I actually read the book. So I got the right to criticize. Y'all didn't stand true to the author's vision. Y'all changed too much. The first Dune movie they made, it was pretty good. It was okay. And I seen that before I read the book. I seen that shit as a kid, and didn't even realize it was, you don't even know, like, most movies are based on books half the damn time. So as a kid, I was like, once again, just sci-fi shit, just love fucking science fiction. So I remember liking that shit as a kid. And then I got older and read the book. I was like, oh shit, this shit was from a book, yo? Read that shit, yo. The book, always 10 times better than the movie. It just goes into deeper shit, more explanation, more details. And then on top of that, you get to, like, I don't know, I just like reading better because you get to make the characters look the way you want. I mean, they can describe the characters to you, but you have your own visual, like your mental image of what this character looks like, what they sound like. So I like that part better. And the movie didn't give enough time to like explain a lot of the more subtle details. And the acting was like okay, I guess. I mean, it was the 80s. Not saying they couldn't act in the 80s, but anyway. But it was like this really like technology and the shit was like so advanced because it's way in the future. And so the CGI and the graphics at the time, it was like, oh man, that's cool. But when you watch it older, it's like, you can tell like everything is fake because it's just a movie. But now, you can tell everything fake, but it looks really shit. So I want to see them. I actually want them to do a good job on remaking that shit, man. If they can do a good job on remaking Dune, that'll be one of them shits I put in my collection. I would definitely scoop that shit up if it's good. And then I start like after I read the series and I went back and watched the original movie, and I still liked it, I guess. And then I didn't realize they did like a bunch of other little shit, yo, like a mini series. That shit was super corny, yo. And they did I think like another it wasn't a miniseries, but somebody else tried to make the movie over again, but change some stuff up. Man, that shit look whack as shit. I ain't even watched that whole thing, but there's like, I ain't know there was like a couple of other times that people tried to tell that story, like on film. That's a hell of a good story. And just like I don't know, any other universe, the Star Wars galaxy or the Star Trek universe or whatever, like Dune, like this motherfucker came up with everything. It's a whole fleshed out universe, a whole system of politics and religions and myths and legends and all, I mean everything, just like Lord of the Rings or fucking Game of Thrones. Like it's a completely fleshed out world, yo. And it's so good. You never seen the movie, the original movie, or read the trilogy? You should try to find that shit, yo. Alright, so what had me talking about? Oh, because Elon Musk trying to go to Mars, man. Space travel. Got me talking about space movies and shit. Space travel. Damn, I want to go to Mars. That's the thing, though. Like, for 100 years, you got to be, like, uber valuable to the Martian colony. Like, what do you offer here? Because if you're just here to be here, nah. Elon Musk even said, well, what if people do want to go here? It's like, well, we can think of like lottery ways to get there or even indentured servitude. So I'm going to become a slave just to go to Mars? No. I don't want to do that part. I don't want no type of servitude, indentured, forcefully or otherwise. You know, I don't want to agree. No, when we say indentured servitude, I mean you're gonna be like working with the botanists in the labs, helping to grow gardens and stuff. But indentured servitude. I don't like how that sounds, man. Sounds like if I don't want to grow them potatoes with the botanists in the plant labs and I want to do something else, like work on the solar panels, then y'all might try to send me out to the Martian desert for being an insubordinate. And I don't like that. Because I know me, more than likely, I'm going to be insubordinate just because that's my nature. So I guess I won't be going to Mars. Hey, but they can send back pictures, and pictures are almost as good as the real thing. Oil painting, of course. I only paint with oil.
Prototypes relatively easy. Must add to that event. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk first introduced the concept of Starship in 2012. Since then, it was under development. Space